Hi again, it's Kelly Thompson. I'm a life and leadership coach. This video is third in a series. If you've missed the first two, the first one was how to rise up from rock bottom. I talked about what happens when a big major change comes our way. The second one was how to create your ideal life, and that's what to do with all these crazy new ideas that pop in our head. You know, the ones that we said that we would never do, and now all of the ones we're thinking of doing. It's how to work through those. So this third video is talking about how we manage life's transitions. And it's all about what happens when we actually set out to try something that we've been dreaming of. So I've been actually talking to a lot of women about this week. They have just started new careers and they're past the big change, the dreaming and scheming, and now they're setting out to actually do a big thing at work. They're about to launch a big initiative, a big project. They're about to go on their first big, board meeting presentation. And hey, what about me? Like, I'm in this entrepreneur's journey and I'm starting out on launching all these new programs. So it's the Big Hero Saga. We set out on a mission and we think that this mission is going to go perfectly. But the problem is it never goes perfectly. There's always something that happens that we didn't plan for. Maybe we feel like we're not getting results fast enough. Maybe we feel like people aren't getting on board fast enough with our initiative that we're leading at work. Maybe in our personal lives, it's like, oh my gosh, I've just dipped my toe into online dating and this is just crazy. Like, no normal people are showing up fast enough. And it's not uncommon to feel that way. And when we feel that way, we get really impatient and we get really frustrated. And when we get impatient and frustrated that the reality hasn't matched our dreams, it's really easy to get doubtful and a lot of insecurity to come in. And that's the breeding ground that the ego loves to feed on. You see, when things don't always go as planned, our doubts kick in, our insecurities kick in, our ego starts to say things like, you see, you were never cut out for this in the first place. Who do you think you are? You're just a fraud. You never should have signed up for this. Who would have thought that you'd ever be successful at that? But guys, that's just the little virtual villain. It's just the ego. I take this back to a time when I was a little girl. And one of the things that I loved was I had those coloring trays. So you could interchange these plates of what your doll was wearing. So it'd have a skirt and a shirt, and you'd lay paper over it, and you'd use your crayons to color over it, and it would create outfits. Well, you could interchange the plates. And when I was little, I was just playing. And I would put plates together and I would take my crayons out and I would color them. And if I didn't like what it looked like I would just put the paper aside, I'd change the plates and I'd start a new one. Like, I wouldn't get all critical of myself. I wouldn't think, oh, Kelly, you're so stupid. You're not creative. You can't draw. No, I would just change the plates. Well, that's a mentality that is of our most childlike essential self. It's actually a place that is, higher than our ego can reach. Well, how do we bring that back into today? I just like to, when I'm having those doubtful thoughts, just draw a line down my paper. And you can do that with me. And on the left side, I want you to just write down all of the thoughts that your inner persecutor, that the inner virtual villain is saying. You're not moving fast enough. Who do you think you are? You're unqualified. You're going to mess up. You need to wait till this is all perfect. You need to be ready. You need to be pushing. Those are all of those thoughts. On the right side, I want you to write down, tap back into your inner child, the one that loves to play, and just write down all of the things that your inner child is really just working towards. For me and many of the leaders that I coach, it's, I want to be successful. I want to be collaborative. I want to make this a great place to work. I want to have fun. I want to feel relaxed. I want to feel connected. I want to feel like we're testing and we're learning. The best place to move beyond some of this insecure thinking is just to have compassion for yourself, to know that there's really just two sides inside of us. How do I have compassion for my ego and my inner dictator? What's its best purpose? What's it really trying to do? And how do I just notice it? I don't become it, I just notice it. I just notice its chatter. And how do I have compassion for my inner wild child? What's it trying to accomplish? What's it trying to do? How can I notice it? Well, when I notice then, and I'm not connected to these thoughts, I've just got kind of two things going on inside me. I don't have to listen to either one 100%. How can I do a both and? My inner dictator could just be trying to protect me from getting too far out of bounds. My inner wild child is trying to bring out the really fun side of me. How can I, work within some rules at work and be collaborative and have fun and relaxed? So here's some questions for you to journal on as you're thinking about moving through just kind of the perils and this hero's journey of square three. Why is all of this so urgent? What could this disappointment be teaching you? What could you be learning from it? What's another time in your life that you launched something and it didn't go exactly as planned, or a big change happened in your life and it didn't go exactly as planned? What skills did you use to learn inside of that? What did you learn about yourself? What is this trying to be teaching you in this current moment? How could knowing yourself and your skills and your strengths at this very time actually be more helpful to you longer term than trying to get to the end result of the game so quickly? So hopefully these tips have been helpful. There'll be one more video in this series that talks about how to sustain things once we've built up something that's running and humming. In the meantime, if you're interested in my coaching programs, it's kellyraythompson.com, or you can follow me on social media at Kelly Ray Thompson, and I'll talk to you soon.